Have you ever lost your memory? You could be driving down the street and suddenly forget where you're going, or you could be talking to someone and completely forget their name. It can be scary when you experience these kinds of things, but for this man, it was just the beginning of his problems. This is the story of the man who returned after 10 years with no memory. Back in 2011, a man from South Africa named Paul returned home. After being abroad for 10 years, the customs officials checked the system and saw that he had checked in one suitcase, but it didn't show any record of it being picked up. All he could remember was his wife's face and the fact that he was a chef. With his wife's help, Paul slowly started to piece together what had happened to him. That meant that someone had taken his luggage and the only thing he had with him was the clothes on his back. He had been in a coma for 2 weeks, and when he woke up, he didn't remember anything. The doctors were able to tell his wife that he might make a full recovery, but she knew that it would be a long and difficult road. He worked in Australia for 10 years until he felt that he was ready to come home. But when he returned home, he found that he had lost everything. His friends had moved away, his family had moved away, and even his house had been repossessed. Paul had been working in Australia as a chef, but he decided to return home for a visit. He needed his wife to remind him how to do basic tasks like getting dressed, but slowly but surely, he began to improve. He started to remember more and more things, and eventually he was able to get a job as a chef again. He was determined to rebuild his life and make something of himself, and he did. With the help of his wife and a few close friends, Paul was able to turn his life around. He is a true inspiration to everyone who knows him and shows us that no matter what, we should never give up hope. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. He got a job as a chef, bought a new house, and started a family.
Nice.
When he arrived at the airport, he went through customs and then went to collect his luggage. But when he got there, he realized that he had no luggage. He went back to the customs area and told them that he had no luggage. He is also an active member of his community and volunteers at various charities. But that wasn't the only strange thing that happened. At first, Paul thought nothing of it and figured that whoever took his luggage must have made a mistake and put it somewhere else. He asked if they could check other areas to see if his luggage had been misplaced, but they told him that there was nothing they could do. They said that he should file a claim with the airline so that they could investigate what happened. Paul didn't want to make a fuss, so he decided to go home without his luggage. He hailed a cab and headed home, but he soon realized that something was very wrong. Paul couldn't remember the way to his house. He realized that he didn't recognize anything. His wife helped him out and explained that he was suffering from amnesia. She said that he had been in an accident 10 years ago that left him with retrograde amnesia. This means that he couldn't remember anything that happened before the accident. Normally, the trip from the airport to his house would take about 20 minutes, but he ended up driving around for almost an hour. When he finally got home, he walked inside and looked around. He had no idea how he had gotten to South Africa or how he had spent the last 10 years of his life. It turned out that 10 years ago, he had been in a car accident that left him with amnesia, and she was right. For the first few years, Paul was unable to work or live a normal life. That's when he decided to move to Australia to start a new life. But despite all the challenges he faced, Paul never gave up hope. Today, Paul is a successful chef and restaurateur. He has written several cookbooks and has appeared on many television shows. Despite all the success he has achieved, Paul never forgets the challenges he has faced. If you know someone who has overcome great odds, please share their story in the comments below. Everyone deserves to have their story heard.